Why is Frontier Camp Frontier Camp? What's the formula that makes it go, you know?
Well, I think it's the Lord that makes it go. I told the board when I hired on the first time, I said, this camp reminds me of a ship that's been scuttled in a harbor. I said, but with the Lord's help, we'll try to raise this ship back to the surface, and the Lord did it. He made it what it is today. He brought it back to the surface of the water, and it's floating well now, as far as I know. It's still trying to reach teenagers and children for Christ, and help them somewhat to grow in basic Bible truths.
As a summer staffer myself, when I was on your staff, you would always talk about the big idea, you know, when you were approaching a Bible passage.
Yeah, I learned that from Dr. Haddon Robinson, the big idea of expository preaching, which was you go through a book paragraph by paragraph, not verse by verse, but thought section by thought section through a book, and you try to present the big idea of each paragraph.
Over the years, do you remember anything really unique a camper said, whether it's funny or encouraging? Or
I remember one camper that came by me during the day one time behind the dining hall, and he just stopped and he looked up at me. He said, "Mr. Woodard, it's hard not to become a Christian here at Frontier Camp."
when you took a staff member and had them for a whole summer, what's something you kind of wanted to impress on them? Because, you know, camp is for the campers, but we also know that you had a big impact and the camp ministry had a big impact on staff. What were the key things you wanted them to walk away with after a summer?
Well, just with the feeling that they had done a good job for the Lord.
You said, "When I die, I want a verse on the back of my tombstone." Do you remember that verse? Do you still feel that way today?
Well, I think on the back is Jude 3, isn't it? Let's see, Jude 3. It says, "Beloved, while I was making every effort to write you about our common salvation, I felt the necessity to write to you, appealing to you to contend earnestly." That was the adjective I was looking for there. Contend earnestly. I think it says on my tombstone, fervently, for the faith which was once and for all handed down to the saints. Now, what that last part means is God's revelation to man has been completed. It's over.
The canon is closed.
Yes,
Complete.
it is.